Hello, so today we're gonna still work on translation, but we're now gonna focus on correctly describing the translation that happened to a shape. This is a continuation from our previous lesson on translation, wherein we actually translated a shape given a descriptor or a translation vector. But before we move on to correctly describing a translation, let's just have a quick practice of translating a shape. So we have a shape A here, which is a triangle, and then it says to translate the triangle A by the vector -3 and 1. Again, remember that the top number here tells you horizontal movement, and the bottom number tells you the vertical movement. Now again, another technique that I use when I'm translating a shape, I work on the vertices, okay, the corners, and I use that as my reference. So if we're going to translate it -3 in the horizontal, so that will be to the left. So let's work on, let's name the points A, B, and C. Let's work on point A first. So that would mean 3 to the left and 1 up, because that's a positive 1. So 3 to the left, 1, 2, 3, and 1 up. So this will be A prime. For B, 3 to the left, 1, 2, 3, and 1 up. That will be B prime. And for C, 3 to the left, 1 up. 1, 2, 3, 1. And so that would be the translation of the shape A using the vector -3 and 1. Okay, so that's easy enough. Remember again that during translation, the shape is not enlarged, nor reduced, nor inverted. Okay, now let's look at this question. Okay, so we have the letter A. So the shape A is like a letter L. So translate shape A by the vector 4 and 2 and label it B. So it's easy enough. So let's just mark the points. Okay, that's a lot of points. To be honest, when you get used to it, you just use probably like reference points, and then you can just draw the remainder of the shape. So let's do that. So translate the shape by the vector 4 and 2 and label that B. So 4 to the right and 2 up. So let's use this point here. So 4 to the right and 2 up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And so you know that this is going to be this corner. Okay. Let's find this. 4 to the right and up 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay, and then let's use this. So 4 to the right, so this shape here is 4 to the right, 2 up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And actually from there you can easily just assume the remainder of the steps, that your shape B is going to be like so. Okay, so you have translated the shape. Now it's asking, write down the translation vector that would return B to A. So if I'm going to um, write the vector that describes the translation from B to A, what would it be? So let's use one point here. Okay, so that would be transferring towards this one, so it needs to move there. So if this is translated 4, 2 to get there, so that would be the opposite, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left, so that's -4 and -2 down. Similar to the other shape, other points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So the translation vector that we need is -4 and -2. Okay, and as you can see, it just reversed sign when you have to return the translated shape to its original position. Let's look at this one. So write out the translation vector that would take A to B. So from A to B. Now let's look at the some reference points. So let's use this. So you know that this point here will be this one. That's the equivalent. And this one will be this one. So that's all you need to look at anyway. Okay. So let's look at, let's just name it A and B. Let's look at point A. So that moved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units up, and then 1 to the left. So that's -1 and +5. Let's see this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 up, and then 1 to the left. So that's negative 1 and 5. Even if we do the negative 1 first, negative 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So negative 1 to the left, x, and then 5 up. And that's how you describe that translation. Let's look at another one here. Ooh, okay. Write the translation vector that would take A to B. So A to B. Okay, so again, let's use a guide. Let's use this reference point here. So let's move 1, 2, 3. So that's 3 on the x. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 on the vertical. Let's just confirm. Let's look if it will work for this one. So that 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So confirming our answer. Write the translation vector that would take B to C. B to C. So B moves from here to there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's negative 5 because it's to the left. And then 1 down. So that's negative 1. Okay. And then write out the translation that would take C to A. C to A. Okay, let's use this point as a reference. So that point will be this point here. So to get to that point on A, it will be 1, 2. So that's positive to the right. So that's positive 2. And then it goes down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Negative 4. And that's how you describe the translation of a shape using translation vectors.